So today I'm going to do something a little different. I want you to think back to the last time you felt really comfortable. Maybe it was visiting a friend's house, maybe a relative, but when you arrived at somebody's home, they just made you feel like you belonged there, that you were part of their family and really connected to their whole being and what they were trying to do in this life. And what were some of the components of that? Just think about that for just a sec. Did they greet you at the door? Maybe they give you a big hug. Did they bring you in, offer you something to eat, maybe something to drink? Did they fix a meal for you? When you needed something else to drink, did they go get it for you? Maybe they had you spend the night and they prepared a beautiful bedroom for you to stay in with some extra pretty soaps and a nice hand towel. Maybe they brought you breakfast in bed the next morning. Wow. And then when it was time to go, did they walk you out, maybe even out to your car? Yeah, because those are the things we do when we want others to feel that they're part of us, that we trust them, that we want them with us, that we really like them. And we already do this. I know you do this. I know you do this with your family, with your friends. I want you to take a little bit of that feeling, of that thinking into the office. So we're going to be talking about, for the next series, about trust transfers, because that's what's happened here. Now imagine if you're at this person's house and their neighbor comes over, just pops in to visit. Would they introduce you? Absolutely. Would they give you maybe a little bit of background? Hey, this is my neighbor Teresa. We've been friends for the last 15 years. She's got a son and a daughter. We've been doing a lot of things together. You're just going to, oh, Teresa's awesome. You're going to love. Exactly, that's what they would do. Just a quick introduction so you can get caught up and feel like you're still part of the party. So we're going to take these notions that you already know into the dental office. So stay tuned. Okay, so let's think about retail shopping, because that has a lot to do with dentistry. Actually, it does. So think about the last time you went shopping. Maybe it was at a hardware store, because I know when I go there, I don't know where anything is. I'm totally out of my comfort zone, and I don't like to waste time, so I'm the first person to find a staff member and ask them to direct me where I need to go. And here's what I've noticed. I can't remember the name of the store, and I probably shouldn't say anyways, but there is a hardware store out there that when you ask them for a particular item, they stop and they tell you, oh yes ma'am, you'll find that on aisle 15. And they expect you to walk over and find it yourself. Well, you know how big those aisles are in those big hardware stores? Aisle 15 is huge. But then there's another hardware store. When I ask that question, that man stops what he's doing and he walks with me to aisle 15 and he helps me find the exact piece of hardware that I need, and he makes sure that I don't need anything else before he escorts me up to the cash. What a difference. Which would you prefer? I myself, I like to be escorted. I like to be taken. I don't have time to waste. I don't want to be lost walking around. And it feels like I'm valued because they took time out of their busy day to take me where I needed to go and look after my needs. Same thing in the dental office. So when your patient comes in, I want you to walk them to where they need to go. Take them back to the room that they're going to be seeing the doctor in. Wait there with them and use your trust transfer. So before the doctor or the next person in your office arrives, talk a little bit about them. Do a quick introduction. Let them know that the hygienist, Nancy, is a great choice. She's been with the office now for 15 years. Patients love her. She is one of our most requested hygienists. Give them a little insight. Let them know she's very thorough, she's very gentle, but she's really quick. So they're going to be in and out in no time. That's going to allow the patient to feel really at ease and to feel confident in the choice that they've made. And that trust transfer is going to continue throughout the whole office. So we'll talk more about that real soon. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about a testimonial. You know what I mean by a testimonial. Any website you go to has got testimonials on it. If you have been somewhere and you've been maybe a customer or a client, they might have asked for your testimonial. Basically, you're endorsing the company, the person. You're saying some good things about them that you really believe. Why? Why do they want that? Because your belief in them will then extend to others' belief in them. So why don't we take this same tool into the office? So we talked about introductions. We talked about the importance of making your patient feel like they're part of the team and that they know all the players. So I want you to take it one step further because you're that good and I know you can do this. So when you do the introduction, throw in a little endorsement there. Talk about some of the expertise your staff has. Give them some specific information about why Nancy is such a great hygienist. She came out top of her class. She's been at the office now for 15 plus years. She's efficient, she's gentle, she's very, very pleasant, she's a great conversationalist. You're in really good hands with Nancy. All of a sudden, any anxiety that patient might have felt is gone. And they're really starting to believe they've made the right choice. You want to continue to assure them that they are in the right place because their dental hygiene, their dental health is nothing but the most important to you and to this office. Okay, so you ready? Because here's the final piece. Piece de la resistance. This is the part I really need you to get because this is going to make a big change in your office. One of the things you're going to see that's going to improve is you're going to have less cancellations and less people no-showing for their appointments, because we all know that is the demise of any good dental office. So I want to make sure you understand how all these pieces fit together. We didn't just come up with this stuff yesterday. We've been working out systems, and this one is really important. So get ready. Sit down. I want you to take notes this time because that's how important this one is. So we're going to talk about that final handoff from the back to the front. So as you're walking the patient from the doctor and you're talking about the treatment plan, you want to make sure you explain to them and endorse that you are taking them to the front to meet with Joanna, who is your insurance expert. She will take care of them. She will make sure that Mrs. Jones gets the best insurance deal that she can so that it can be very affordable for her. You guys pride yourself in your ability to ensure that the patient pays the least amount out of pocket for the procedures that need to be done to keep them healthy. So now you've endorsed and introduced Joanna. When you get up to the counter to hand Mrs. Jones to Joanna, you're going to say over and in front of the patient, Joanna, do you have a minute to help Mrs. Jones? The doctor is really concerned about the upper right area, and we want to make sure we get that handled very, very quickly. We don't want her to have any pain, and I've already explained to her you're the best at not only getting her scheduled in a timely manner, but helping her with insurance. So, Mrs. Jones, I'm going to leave you now in Johanna's capable hands, and I will see you as soon as she gets you scheduled. Think you can do that? Very easy. So what are the component pieces? You want to make sure as you're walking from the back to the front that you're endorsing and introducing your handoff person, your insurance expert. They want to feel good about that, and you want to give them value. Because when there's value, when they understand that that upper right is going to start hurting, if they don't take care of it, they're not going to cancel. They're not going to miss their appointment. They don't want any pain. So, and you're doing a really good job by ensuring that they understand the need to come back. So good for you. The next piece is then to talk with Joanna and make sure that Mrs. Jones is hearing all the component pieces, that you're sharing with her where the pain is, you want her to get her scheduled in a timely manner, and you want her to help her to keep her insurance costs as low as possible. If you can do that for your patient, you're providing excellent care, and that's what we want for you. Hi, and welcome. Hey, before you get started in this series, can we just talk honestly, just you and me? Can we have that talk? Here's what I know. Maybe you or somebody in your office purchased this module, this set, this incredible opportunity for you to take your business, to take your personal expertise and raise it to a level that right now you can't even imagine. You can't even imagine. But here's what I've noticed. There's 3 different people. I don't know what group you fall into. Let's find out. So group number 1 has great intentions. And they're going to do this, and they watch it, and they implement, and they put in, different kinds of systems in their office to hold each other accountable. And they have a morning meeting where they watch it together, and they learn together, and they are a well-oiled machine, and they're really committed to change. That's group number 1. Group number 2 is committed, right? They're going to watch it, and they're going to try, but they don't have the systems in place. So what happens is they start doing it, but the minute something happens, like life, they stop doing and go back to their old ways. And then there's group 3, who purchases it and never watches it. Right? I remember back in the 80s, they were the people that bought all this stuff and never even took it out of the shrink wrap. Get all excited at the conference, bring the material home, and never watch it, never look at it. Who has time or money for that? Not you. I want you in group number 1. I want you to take a few minutes right now to figure out what's it going to take for you to be committed and dedicated to making the changes that this program can give you. This thing is so amazing. You are going to make such transformations, and all you need to do is do what I ask you to do. It's that simple. All the research has been done, all the practice has been done. I even give you the words to say. Everything you need is here. You just have to do it. Come on. I know you're in group number 1. Don't prove me wrong.